Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is the new device. So you can see it's a totally new design, so it's much more minimalistic and simple design, and you can see it's also much slimmer as compared to the Lufi-x1 and Lufi-xf. And if you notice, another thing would be, if you look at here, the buttons are now on the right side, are integrated together on the front screen, and it's touchscreen as well. It also lights up, which is very, very convenient, because for the X1 you have the buttons at the bottom, which is kind of small, and then for the XF you have it at the back. So for now, for convenience sake, they actually put it on the right side, which is nice. Okay, and if you look at the bottom here, it says GPS dual system. So yes, this one now has GPS and gyroscopic feature incorporated into it, which is really, really cool. And then you have this new screen, which is larger than the before. Okay, now let's take a look at the back. Okay, so at the back here, so this is where you're going to mount the holder inside here, which I'll show you later. Okay, and then you have this port here. So this port basically connects to the computer. So let's say if you want to update the features, you want to update the system, the software, everything you go through here. Okay, and then this is the port where you connect the OBD2 port, okay, inside here to power it up. Okay, nice. So let's put this aside for the moment, and let's see what else is inside here. Okay, just open this up. Open this up. Okay, well, firstly, you have this. So this is the cabling for the OBD2 port. So this one basically connects to the OBD2 port of the car, and this one connects to the back end of your device. As simple as that. All right, put this aside. Okay, and then this one right here. So this is the holder. So I'll open it up. Okay, so there you have it. So this is the holder. Now what's nice is that it's very convenient now, because everything's assembled for you. Previously you have to assemble it by yourself. Okay, so how it works is you can see it can actually twist, you can tilt. So you can tilt to whatever position you like when you install the device. So all you have to do now, right, is just to loosen this. Okay, turn it anti-clockwise. Once you do that, you put it aside. You put this aside. Then you take the device. Okay, so you see this hole here. You have to take the screw and then just slot it right in, just like that. Okay, so once it's in, you take this. You see this pouch here? Yeah, this one have to face in front. Okay, once you do that, all you have to do is to just tighten it, and that's it. As simple as that, hey? And there you have it. So now you can adjust how high you want. So I'll just adjust this level. Okay, and there you have it. So you can see it's nicely in place. Okay, you can see this part is actually longer than here. This one have to face forward so that you can have stability when you install it on your car. Okay, and then inside here you still have one more thing, which is a 3M tape. So this 3M tape basically sticks behind here. Okay, so you can stick on the dashboard of your car and it doesn't move. Alright, okay, now let's move to the car and start it up. Okay, now I'm in my car. So in order to power up the device, all you have to do is you have to take the back end of the cable. So this one right here actually goes into the OBD2 port of your car, which is usually located below the steering right here. So for my case, it's right here. All you have to do is to plug it in, just like this, inside here. Okay, once that's done, you take the other end of the cable. Okay, this one right here, let it focus. Okay, so this one goes right inside here. Okay, as simple as that. So you just push it in. Okay, let it go in. There you have it. Okay, so now the device is on. Okay, so now the device is up and running. So let me firstly explain to you the buttons on the right here. So there are 4 different buttons. They're all touchscreen. Okay, so the first one is basically to let you scroll up and down, just like that. Okay, then this one is to go to settings. You can go to different setups, and this one is back. As simple as that. Okay, so there are now 7 different display layouts as compared to the Lufi-xf, which only has 5. Okay, so this will be the first. Okay, you go to next, this will be the second, this will be the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh. Okay, now what's really cool about this device is, remember I talked to you about the gyroscopic feature. Notice what happens, right, when I tilt this. You can see how it actually moves. You have the pitch. So pitch basically how you go forward and backward. Roll is you go left and right. You can see how it actually moves, which is really, really cool. So this one is the compass, which tells you which direction you're heading towards. That's very nice. Okay, the second thing would be this one, the GPS one. Okay, so this one has G-force meter. Basically, let's say when you corner hard, right, this ball actually moves. So let's say you go left, you can see the ball actually moves left a bit. You go right, you go forward and backward, right. You can see then you have also a brake here. You got G-force, RPM, how much you brake. Really, really, really cool. You have the peak value at the bottom here as well. Okay, right. Each of these 7 display layouts, they have their own animation. Okay, let me just rev a bit to show you. Alright, this will be the first, then this will be the second. This is actually my favorite because they have 12 different display in one screen, which is very, very nice for you to monitor your car. Okay, then next you have this one. Alright, see, you can see how it goes up. And then you have this one basically shows you this button. See how it goes up when you rev. Okay, yep. And then this one, it goes up just like that. Yeah, so you have a lot of different display for you to play around. When you're bored of one, you can go for the other one. Okay, now let's go to settings. Okay, so from here, right, you got system setup. Okay, so what happens if you just press this? So system setup, you can see the units, right? You got kilometers per hour, kPa, Celsius. So whether you want, if let's say you want miles per hour, all you have to do is to press on it, then you just change. Okay, just go up. You see now it's miles per hour. Okay, very cool. And then if you go to the next one, you can change as well. Let's say if you don't want Celsius, you want Fahrenheit, you change, you can go to Fahrenheit as well. Okay, so it's very user friendly. Alright, okay. And then let's say this one is speed adjust and RPM adjust. So let's say, right, if you're driving and then you notice that this one doesn't tally with your car speedometer, or you can adjust from here, so to make it sure it's the same. Okay, but now it's much more accurate because it uses GPS as well. Okay, same goes for all this. You can adjust the RPM, intake manifold, the voltage and everything. Okay, now let's go back. Now for display setup, if you click on display setup, right, you can see, so firstly will be the item setup. So this one you have a lot of different info you can show from. Okay, for example CVT temperature, but of course it really depends on the car you're driving. If let's say you're driving a Honda, you can show the CVT temperature. Okay, but for different cars, that it has different displays available for it. Okay, so all this, right, you can change. So you can water temperature. Okay, see, you can turbo intake. Yep, you can change whatever you want. All this display, right, you can change to whatever you want to. Just to show you a bit more of what data you can show at display setup. So you press on it, you go to item setup. Alright, so now you can see it shows GPS time. You can change it. You can see if I go up, alright, you can see speed, tachometer, turbo pressure, right, got oil pressure, fuel pressure, oil temperature, water temperature, right. There are a lot of different exhaust temperature. You can see voltage. Yeah, there are a lot of info for you to show. Okay, but not everything is available. It really depends on the car. Alright, okay. Then another thing very cool is if you go back, you go to display setup, you go to item setup. Okay, then let's say you go to another page. Okay, this page right here, you go to display setup, press on it, item setup, and then you move towards the logo. Now this logo, you can also change it to customize it to suit your car. Okay, so you got Lamborghini, you can see you have unlimited selection of car logos. Okay, so you can choose whichever you want to. Alright, very cool. Go back to display setup. Okay, so you go to color setup. Now this one you also can choose many different color. You can use your imagination and go wow, okay, to customize however you want it. So let's say for the title, right, you want to change different color, you can press this. You can see how the color changes, okay, of the title. Okay, if you want to change the number, so you have press next. Okay, you press next. Now number, right, now it's white color. If I move, you can see it changes color as well. Very cool. Okay, so you can play around and suit your likings. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, so now, and then if you continue, alright, so here you got a lot of things. You got dimmer as well. So dimmer you can choose to manual or you want auto. If auto, right, actually there's a dimmer here, the sensor. So let's say if it's morning, this one actually become very bright. If it's night, it become darker, which is very nice. Alright, then you go back. Okay, now you have warning setup. So what's warning setup? You click on warning setup, basically it shows you, let's say it's your voltage. Okay, if your voltage go below your battery, go below 11 volt, then you know that something is wrong with your battery. Okay, then you got to immediately change it, okay, before it happens. Same goes for water temperature and oil temperature. If it exceeds 105 Celsius, right, that means your car is going to overheat. It lets you know beforehand so that you don't have to stuck at the side of the road, which is very convenient. That's one of the main features that is very beneficial of this device. Alright, okay, you go back. And then next thing you have will be time attack mode. So time attack mode, you click on it, you can track your car's 0 to 100 km per hour, 0 to 200 km per hour, or 0 to 400 meters. All you have to do is just press start. Okay, and then once you press, it actually shows you a graph of how fast you go. Alright, and then you got DCT, so diagnostic trouble code error. So let's say if you want to check your error, you want to clear it, you want to read everything, you can do it from here. Okay, then here you got ECU data. Okay, so this one shows you the ECU for each. Alright, and then you got other setups. So this one, right, this one basically it shows you how you want to customize. Let's say if you turn off the car, if let's say if the voltage goes below how much, then device automatically switches off. Okay, and then you go to the bottom, you got user data setup. Okay, this one you don't have to worry. Okay, this is the new one. So this is the G meter and gyroscopic setup which I've mentioned earlier. So you can calibrate. Okay, you got absolute pitch warning, roll warning, the G meter range as well. All right, you got GPS setup. Okay, whether you want in degrees or you want in other different units. Okay, all can be customized here. Okay, and then about product, if you don't know anything about the products, here it shows you the code and the specification of it. All right, yeah, and I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys.